Yo, when Drizzy dropped that 3-pack, I really thought he was trying to save us. Not that he was, getting ready for the rollout or trying to tap dance around some leaks that may have come out or whatever, but I really thought he was trying to save us. I really thought Scary Hours 2, the little 3-pack, I really thought Drizzy was here to save us. And you know who I thought he was trying to save us from? Guess who I think he's trying to save us from? At least I assumed anyway. Morgan Wallen. That's what I thought Drake was here to save us from. Morgan Wallen's a country artist. Morgan Wallen was videotaped, I think, in 4K, dropping the N-bomb at a drunken party of some sorts. And he's had the #1 album for 8 straight weeks. Can't make this shit up, man. So I thought Drake was coming to the rescue with that 3-pack. Because I assumed, okay, album's coming, right? It needs to come now because this Morgan Wallen train is rolling. And now we know what Meyers Leonard's listening to, too. Meyers Leonard might be solely responsible for that Morgan Wallen being #1 for 8 straight weeks. He might be the streaming farm. Meyers Leonard out here not dropping the N-word like Morgan Wallen, but dropping the K-word, which I have to say, if you're dropping that K-word, despite his apology and what he said in his apology, you really got to want to say the K-word to say the K-word. That's not a Freudian slip type of word. Like the K-word has some emphasis on it that, I don't know how the K-word just casually comes out while you're playing COD on what you thought was a private chat. I don't know how that happens. I've been telling you about Meyers Leonard for a minute now, so there's not too much here I could rehash. But we talked about him during the pandemic. We highlighted the fact that he stood with his hand over his chest when everyone was kneeling, protesting law enforcement brutality towards black people. Meyers Leonard citing, the old trope of bathing himself in military and bathing himself in alleged patriotism by saying, well, my brother's in the armed forces, think he's a Marine or something. My brother's a Marine, so I'm going to stand. And now he's out here dropping the K-word, playing COD. So let these people live their truth. I'm not upset. Now, again, I'm not the community that's offended, but let him live his truth. Just understand that that's who you're dealing with. So when he goes into the locker room and when he goes and he's playing for a team that's in Miami, in the state of Florida, understand that base that he offended is kind of heavy out here. So again, he has to face the consequences. Now, I had a few people in a few group chats hit me up asking if they think it's a wrap for Son. And I don't know what I don't know what movies y'all be watching. I don't know what fiction. I don't know what type of story y'all watch to make y'all think Meyers Leonard is really going to be up out the paint. Because there's history of this. I mean, off the top of my head, we could go John Rocker. We could go Bill Romanowski. We could go Riley Cooper. I mean, Riley Cooper out here got a contract extension after dropping the N-bomb by your Philadelphia Eagles. So just like Morgan Wallen out here is getting celebrated and being rewarded for being drunk and dropping the N-bomb by having a #1 album for 8 straight weeks, Riley Cooper got rewarded for dropping the N-bomb. So Riley Cooper, John Rocker, Bill Romanowski, that's just off the top of my head. I mean, I could go more because there's been more. They just don't get publicized as much because, yeah. But just off the top of my head, those are 3. Do you remember any negative career-ending type of things happening to them? Romanowski still gets to go to Radio Row during the Super Bowl and pitch products. John Rocker has been used as an analyst. I think he wrote a book. And Riley Cooper got paid. So, I mean, a wins all around to me. Those are 3 wins. So no, nothing's going to happen to Meyers Leonard. If you want to get into the whole thing of, well, Deshaun and them had to sit down and hear from that community. Nick Cannon got a whole show and thing that he created from the bottom, took from him, and, they quietly added him back. But I mean, you can get into that kind of debate. I don't think that's a debate you're ever going to win against the people who feel strongly against that narrative. So I just refuse to get wrapped up in all that stuff. But people who know what time it is. We know how Meyers Leonard is going to skate. It's going to go away, especially in this society, this ADD society. This story came out yesterday. Yeah, I'd say by the weekend. Or maybe this time next week. I'll give it a full week. I doubt it, especially since he came out and copped the plea so quick. And his apology included the fact that he claimed he did not know what the word meant. And again, I reiterate to you, as someone that has a weird thing about me, but it's a thing. I like to learn all the slurs in different languages because I want to know what I'm being called by any culture at any time. So I know what the words are. I know what the relative of the N word is in many different languages. I know what it is in Spanish. I know what it is in Hindi. I know what it is in Punjabi. I know what it is in French. I know what it is in Italian. Like I can run them down for you, so I know when I'm being called a slur in a different language, right? But that K word is so strong. That K word is different, bruh. So the fact that he pulled that out while playing a video game, I mean, bruh, you gotta really, that is a deep cut. That's not a single. The K word is a deep cut. So it's interesting that he's copping plea that he did not know what that word meant when that word is such a deep cut to begin with. But anyway,